10 Ancient Wonders of the World. The amazing works of art and architecture known as the 10 Wonders of the Ancient World serve as a testament to the integrity, imagination, and sheer hard work of which human beings are capable. They are also, however, remainders of the human capacity for disagreement, destruction, and possibly embellishment. Furthermore, it's possible that at least one of the wonders might not have existed at all. Still, all 10 continue to inspire and be celebrated as the remarkable products of the creativity and skills of Earth's early civilizations. Welcome to Brave Channel. You won't want to miss number 1, so make sure you stay until the end. Kindly subscribe to the channel and click on the bell button. Number 10. Great Pyramid of Giza, Egypt. The Great Pyramid, located at Giza on the west bank of the Nile River, north of Cairo in Egypt, is the only wonder of the ancient world that has survived to the present day. It is part of a group of 3 pyramids, Khufu, Khafra, and Menkaure, that were built between 2700 BC and 2500 BC as royal tombs. The largest and most impressive is Khufu, known as the Great Pyramid, which covers 13 acres and is believed to contain more than 2 million stone blocks that weigh from 2 to 30 tons each. For more than 400 years, Khufu reigned as the tallest building in the world. In fact, it took modern man until the 19th century to build a taller structure. Amazingly, the nearly symmetrical Egyptian pyramids were built without the aid of modern tools or surveying equipment. So how did Egyptians build the pyramids? Scientists believe that the Egyptians used log rollers and sledges to move the stones into place. The sloped walls, which were intended to mimic the rays of Ra, the sun god, were originally built as steps, and then filled with limestone. The interior of the pyramids include narrow corridors and hidden chambers in an unsuccessful attempt to foil grave robbers. Although modern archaeologists have found some great treasures among the ruins, they believe most of what the pyramids once contained was loot within 250 years of their completion. Number 9. Northern Lights in Iceland. Picture draping sheets of neon-colored lights dancing across the sky and you've imagined the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights as they are commonly known. This natural phenomenon is caused by collisions between electrically charged particles and solar winds in the high altitudes of the Earth's atmosphere. These lights appear in many colors from red and yellow to blue and violet, with hues of green the most common. The lights also appear in many different forms, decorating the sky in snaking lines, arcs of color, and shooting rays. With its remarkable landscapes and Arctic winter conditions, Iceland is a great place to watch the northern lights between September and March, when there are more hours of darkness. As you'd expect from a country situated close to the Arctic Circle, Iceland can get mighty cold, so what better way to enjoy this natural spectacle than from a bubbling hot tub with a warm beverage in your hand as the lights slowly waltz overhead. Number 8. Hanging Gardens of Babylon. According to ancient Greek poets, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon were built near the Euphrates River in modern-day Iraq by the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BC. The gardens were said to have been plated as high as 75 feet in the air on huge square brick terrace that was laid out in steps like a theater. The king allegedly built the towering gardens to ease his lover's homesickness for the natural beauty of her home and Media, the northwestern part of modern-day Iran. Modern scientists have deducted that for the gardens to survive, they would have to be irrigated using a system consisting of a pump, water wheel, and cisterns to carry water from the Euphrates, many feet into the air. Though there are multiple accounts of the gardens in both Greek and Roman literature, none of them are first-hand, and no mention of the gardens has been found in Babylon inscriptions. As a result, most modern scholars believe that the existence of the gardens was part of an inspired and widely believed but still fictional tale. Number 7. Statue of Zeus at Olympia. The famed statue of Zeus, the king of gods in Greek mythology, was crafted by the Athenian sculptor Phidias and completed and placed in the Temple of Zeus at Olympia, site of the ancient Olympics, around the mid-5th century BC. The statue depicted the god of thunder seated bare-chested at a wooden throne. Holding up the throne's armrests were 2 carved sphinxes, mythical creatures with the head of a chest of a woman, the body of a lion, and the wings of a bird. This statue of Zeus was richly decorated with a gold and ivory. At 40 feet, it was so tall that its head nearly touched the top of the temple. According to legend, the sculptor Phidias asked Zeus for a sign of his approval after finishing the statue. Soon after, the temple was struck by lightning. The Zeus statue graced the temple at Olympia for more than 8 centuries before Christian priests persuaded the Roman emperor to close the temple in the 4th century AD. At the time, the statue was moved to a temple in Constantinople, where it is believed to have been destroyed in a fire in the year 462. Number 6. Temple of Artemis, at Ephesus. There was actually more than one Temple of Artemis. A series of several altars and temples was destroyed and then restored on the same site in Ephesus, a Greek port city on the west coast of modern-day Turkey. The most fabulous of these structures were 2 marble temples built around 550 BC and 350 BC, respectively. Apart from Olympias, the sun never looked on anything so grand. The writer Antipater of Sidon wrote of the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. About 6 years later, the building of the new Temple of Artemis was begun. The new building was surrounded by marble steps that led to a more than 400-foot-long terrace. Inside stood a 127-foot marble column and a statue of Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt. Archaeologists disagree as to whether the building had an open-air ceiling or was topped with wood tiles. The temple was largely destroyed by Ostrogoths in AD 262, and was not until the 1860s that the archaeologists dug up one of the first ruins of the temple's columns at the bottom of the Castor River. Number 5. Lighthouse of Alexandria. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was located on a small island called Pharos, near the city of Alexandria. Designed by the Greek architect Sostratos and completed around 270 BC, during the reign of Ptolemy II, the lighthouse developed to guide Nile River ships in and out of the city's busy harbor. Archaeologists have found ancient coins on which the lighthouse was depicted, and from them deducted that the sculpture had 3 tiers: a square level at the bottom, an octagonal level in the middle, and a cylindrical top. Above that stood a 16-foot statue, most likely of Ptolemy II, or Alexander the Great, for whom the city was named. Although estimates of the lighthouse's height have ranged from 200 to 600 feet, most modern scholars believe it was about 380 feet tall. The lighthouse was gradually destroyed during a series of earthquakes from 956 to 1323. Some of its remains have since been discovered at the bottom of the Nile. Number 4. Victoria Falls. Becoming a natural border between the neighboring countries of Zambia and Zimbabwe, Victoria Falls is an awe-inspiring natural beauty with the world's largest sheet of water thundering over a wide basalt cliff. The falls are formed by the usually placid Zambezi River as it morphs into a raging torrent at its full width that plummets into a transverse chasm below a vertical drop. Its indigenous name of Moosai Tunya translates to the smoke that thunders, and is an apt description of the columns of spray that rise from the depths of the gorge as more than 500 million cubic meters of water drop from the edge of the falls at the height of the rainy season. It's said that the noise of Victoria Falls can be heard from 40 kilometers away. For the best views of Vic Falls, head to the sky for an exhilarating macrolite flight. Number 3. The Rose City of Petra. Carved from the dramatic, pink-hued cliffs of a mountainous desert landscape, the ancient city of Petra is Jordan's leading attraction and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. In prehistoric times, the Nabatean city was an important caravan center on the route between Arabia and Egypt, and today a vast network of elaborate tombs, temples, and indigenous water management systems remain in a remarkable state of preservation. Nothing can quite prepare you for the sight of the exquisite treasury facade slowly revealing itself as you make your way through the narrow and deeply cut canyon leading to the city's entrance. It's even more magical visited in the late evening, guided by candlelight and enveloped in the sounds of Bedouin pipe music gently floating on the breeze. Number 2. Mount Everest. Located on the border between Nepal and Tibet, the towering peak of Mount Everest is one of the world's tallest mountains and one of the most well-known. The mountain range is estimated to have formed over 60 million years ago, as the Indian and Asian tectonic plates pushed up against one another, and the rocky summit continues to grow 0.25 inches each year with this movement. It has been known to the local indigenous people for centuries, whose name for the mountains means goddess of the universe. But it was not identified by the Western world until 1841, with a British survey led by Sir George Everest. Today, hundreds of intrepid climbers attempt to scale the towering peak each year, but to truly appreciate the sheer scale and breathtaking mountain vistas, take an early morning scenic flight from Kathmandu. Bonus: Great Wall of China. Stretching some 2,000 kilometers from the Yellow Sea in the east to the Gobi Desert in the west, the Great Wall of China is the world's largest man-made barrier, measuring 7 meters wide and up to 14 meters high. Snaking its way along forested mountain ridges, the wall is more than 2,000 years old and punctuated by watchtowers that would have housed soldiers and stored food and weapons. Number 1. Taj Mahal. Its architecture perfection has earned the Taj Mahal its reputation as being the most beautiful building on the planet. Completed in 1653 under Shah Jahan as a memorable and everlasting tribute to his beloved wife who died during childbirth, the complex consists of the impeccably symmetrical domed marble tomb, surrounded by 4 marionettes, attractive gardens leading the tomb, and 2 red sandstone buildings. Some 20,000 artisans from across India, Central Asia, and even Europe worked on the project that required elaborate decorative elements including inlays of precious stones and exquisite marble screens. Stunning at any time of day, the visual beauty of the Taj Mahal reaches its peak at sunset, when the sky turns a soft glow of orange and pink, transitioning the white marble surface into a delicate rose hue. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click the button, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future amazing videos.